Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Sunday the 16th of July 2023 and this is Flosstube number 75. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do include other crafts and I also talk about the walks or travels that I've been on recently. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. As you can see, I'm at home again, back in familiar surroundings. Doesn't mean everything's going to go swimmingly. This is the second time I'm having to record. The first time, for some reason, my mouth was moving before the sound. So I'm filming again and hoping it's right this time. Okay. I did have the two camera set up as well, but I've gone back to the one thinking that might have had something to do with it. So let's start with some finishes. I've got two finishes for you today. The first one is this, the Drawn Thread Winter Jumble. This has been in my whip box for quite some time and I've actually managed to finish it. And there is my finish. So as you can see, all the little squares are done. The only ones I needed to do were the R and then this bottom row. And as you can see, I've had to do an apostrophe 23 because 2023 wouldn't fit in the box. So yeah. The beads that are in the E and in this one here, they're not the beads that came with the kit. I bought it kitted up from Nimble Thimble, and I lost the beads in the time it's been sat in my whip box. So they're just some, they are Mill Hill petite beads, but it's not the precise number that it said on the chart. I just found some red ones and put them on instead. It's stitched using dinky dyes and needlepoint silks. Just using one thread over two fabric threads. But yeah, it's lovely, lovely design. I think I've only got the summer one of these to stitch now, and then I'll have stitched all of them. It's in my box over there. So yeah, this fabric is 34 count. I think it's Parisian grey. Legacy linen. It came in the kit, so yeah, there we go. So that's Winter Jumble by the Drawn Thread. And then my other finish is my Sugarplum Fairy Mouse that I started in Nuneaton, and I actually finished it in Nuneaton too. And that is the finish. You can see there's a charm in the middle with wings on. There's beads on it. This is 32 count cocoa linen by Weeks Dye Works. I just need to make it up into the mouse, which I will do while I'm at home. It was quite a quick stitch. It was lovely. It's just DMC threads and beads on it. There's also some there's a cryonic on there to give it a bit of sparkle, which I'm not sure if you've seen on the video. But there you go. So hopefully I'll have that finished for my next video. And then let's go on to new starts. I had a couple of new starts while I was in Nuneaton. I did take a few things with me in case I wanted new starts, because I'm on my own, I get a bit lonely, and yeah, new start. Let's do a new start. So my first one is Yikesberry. I showed this in my last video. A very kind lady in the US sent me this and the fabric that goes with it. Yikesberry by Erica Michaels. And I'll get my board. There we go. So that's Yikesberry. As you can see, I've done the word yikes and I've done some of the swirls and a star. I just love this fabric. It's just my purple. But yeah, it uses Weeks Dye Works threads. The yikes is done in absinthe. The stars saffron, and I think the swirls are autumn leaves. I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, autumn leaves. So yeah, I just love that. So yeah, that's what I've done on there so far. And then another new start is Holy Mud Biscornu by Barbariana Designs. I bought this along with Biscornu, and I've got another one. Hello Biscornu, I think it's called. Can't remember what it's exactly called, but it's another Barbariana. I bought them a long time ago from Creative Poppy, and I printed them out when I got them, but I also saved them to my laptop. And when I've gone on my laptop to open them, I can't open them without a password, and I have no idea what the password is. I bought them years ago, so I'm so glad that I printed them out when I bought them. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't be able to access them now. But yeah, this is Holy Mud Biscornu by Barbariana Designs, and that is how much I got done. So this is using DMC threads, and the blue is Colour Variations by DMC, and that's a quarter of it done at the top. So yeah, I just love it. This fabric is just some 32 count cream Belfast linen by Zweigart. So yeah, there we go. That's that one. And then my last new start is Zoe Box by Faby Reilly Designs. I've had this for a while. I think it's 2019 on the chart, on the date on the chart. But I know I bought it a while ago, and I've been wanting to start it for a while, and I finally started it. And I just love this. Let me get this so you can see it. It's still in the hoop, ready to stitch on again. And that, look at that squirrel. Just look at that squirrel. He is gorgeous. I just love this. As you can see, you do a border around, you do borders around everything, and then it tells you where to stitch all the different bits, because there's stitching inside the box, there's stitching on the lid, the inside the lid, and it's just lovely. But I just love that squirrel. That he is gorgeous. So yeah, I just love it. So I will be stitching on this again soon. So that's Zoe Box by Faby Reilly Designs. And they're my new start. So let's go on to whips. So my first one, as usual at the moment, is my dragon. Now, I've not stitched this the whole time I was in Nuneaton, and I've only stitched on it for 2 days while I've been home. I stitched on it on Thursday and Friday mornings. As you know, I stitch on it during the week. First thing in the morning, because I get up early with my husband, I stitch on it for an hour. And as you can see, that page is almost but not quite finished. So yeah, hopefully that page will get finished this week, and then I'll be on to the next page. But the detail in this is brilliant. I just love it. I just love all that detail. You don't see it when you're stitching it. It's when you look at it like this. And when I take my picture on a Friday to show my progress on the social media, you see the detail, and it's lovely. I just love it. So that's my dragon. This is just 25 count easy guide fabric that I'm stitching him on. And then my next whip is Celtic Summer by Lavender and Lace. I'm doing a conversion of this. That's a frangipani conversion, so it's in pinks and yellows and oranges. And that, I've not done much on it, I know, I'm sorry. That's my progress. I didn't really stitch on it while I was in Nuneaton because I was completely out of routine. I just didn't stitch on it because I stitch on this in the morning after I've stitched on dragon usually. But then this week, Thursday, I was only home Thursday, Friday, and I wasn't really in routine because my husband had the car, so I was having to get the bus to go anywhere. So I wasn't in my usual routine, but I did spend some time in it on Thursday morning. So we've got a bit of the sleeve done. There's some pink up here. This fabric is 28 count solitaire, even weave by Sparklies. So yeah, that's an old needle minder I've got on there. Don't remember where I got it from, but yeah, it's got a dragon on it. So yeah, that's my Celtic Summer. And then the next one I stitched on was my Mill Hill kit, my Gnome Holding Gifts by Jim Shaw and Mill Hill. As you know, I've not been doing my usual Mill Hill Monday, but I did stitch on this. I had it in my bag. I had a rucksack that I carried around with me while I was in Nuneaton, and I had it in there in case there was time to stitch. And I met up with a lady that I'll talk about later, and we sat and stitched for a while, and I stitched on this. That's my progress, and I did stitch on it more when I was at the house, because I packed my case on the Tuesday, so I left this out for Tuesday night so I could stitch on this, and then I've done a little bit since I've come home as well. The sun is coming in now. Earlier, when I filmed this the first time, I had to have the big light on because it was so dark and dismal and pouring down with rain. And it's still quite dark out there, but now the sun's trying to shine. We can't win here. It's just, you never know what the weather's going to be like. So, as you can see, his hat is done. There's beads in there. There's back stitch in there. I've also started on the presents here, the gifts that he's holding. And I also stitched his arm here. So, yeah, he's coming along nicely. So, yeah. And as you can see, the needles are in there. I've got the normal needle and then the beading needles there. So I knew where they were when I took him out. So yeah, that's my Mill Hill kit. And then my next WIP is my Thomas's stocking by Shepherd's Bush. Stitching this for my grandson Noah and hoping to get it finished by September. This is being stitched on 18 count Florber, and there we are. So the basket on this side, no, this side, that basket there, that's almost finished. All I need to do in there is there's a tiny little bit of back stitch where the orange is at the bottom, and then I've also started on the underneath the zigzag as well. So yeah, that's coming along nicely. So that's my Shepherd's Bush stocking, Thomas's stocking. There we go. And then the next one. Oh, these next two are the two I talked about in my last video, and I didn't have them with me, and I said I'd show them in this video. I showed pictures last time because I didn't take them to Nuneaton with me. So this is my Celtic Spring by Lavender and Lace that I stitched for my seasonal sale in spring. And whoop, it off. There we go. Right, that is my progress. Let's fold it. There we go. So as you can see, I did a bouquet in her hands, and her hair's pretty much done apart from beads. So yeah, that's my Celtic Spring. This fabric, Primrose, 28 count Primrose Even Weave by Sparklies. So yeah, so she'll go away now until next spring, and then she'll get stitched on again. And then the other one that I showed that I didn't have with me in my last video is the Three Wise Men that I keep calling the Three Kings, same difference, by Blackberry Lane Designs. This is being stitched on 40 count fabric. I can't remember what fabric it is exactly, but it's 40 count. Let's hold it up the right way. And it's being stitched 1 over 1, 10 stitch. And as you can see, I've got one of the wise men there. Another wise man goes here, and then the other one's over here. But I filled in the sand over here. The black outline is down to the bottom now, so that's as big as it gets. Yeah, so just a lovely design. Just tiny stitches. I can only stitch on this in really bright light because of the tiny stitches. So yeah, so that's my Three Wise Men by Blackberry Lane Designs. So, yeah, and that is my stitching that I've done in the last few weeks. So yeah, quite a mixture there, finishes, new starts and whips. So before I forget, I've been asked by several people to do a whip parade. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'll do one maybe during the week, maybe next weekend, depending when I get the time to sort it out, because that'll be the biggest thing, sorting it out. I'm not sure if I'll do both boxes. I might just do one box, the one that I've got downstairs that I'm using to pick designs out of, but I'll do that as an extra sometime in between now and when I do my next normal video. Okay, Yeah. I know I've only ever done one whip parade, and it took ages, and I had to film it in like 3 sections because it was too big a file to upload to the editing software. But yeah, I shall give it a go. So let's do a giveaway. My last giveaway, I've not heard from Charger57, I think it was, who won the last giveaway. So if you're watching this, please watch my last video and send me an email or whatever, so I can send the chart to you. This time's giveaway is this. It's called Dream Journal Gothic by Heartstring Samplery. It's got a thing by Edgar Allan Poe on it. It says, deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams so mortal ever dared to dream, no mortal ever dared to dream before. So basically it's meant to be like a cover for a book, but I suppose you could do it any which way you liked. So yeah, and there's a lot of information on the back of the front cover and all that. So yeah, so, and it's got measurements and instructions included inside to make it into a book cover. And it's just black. It models stitched with black thread, and it's done on 40 count, but you could do it on whatever you like, couldn't you? So yeah, there you go. So if you'd like to win this, please say the word DREAM, DREAM, by the 29th of July. My next video will be the weekend of the 29th or 30th of July, and then I'll draw somebody out who can win it. Okay, and you don't need to put the word in a sentence, just say the word dream. Please be over 18 so you can send me your address. Please don't say any words that'll give the idea that I'm giving something away. So giveaway, draw, win, prize, anything like that, don't say those words. Okay, right, so next is my knitting. So the first one that I'm going to show you is my cardigan. These are my working copies of these patterns that I put in the bag with the knitting. This is a King Cole pattern. I've been knitting this cardigan for my granddaughter Skylar, and it's almost finished. So it's not been blocked or anything yet because I need to sew. It has button loops, so I need to put some button loops on, and then I need to sew the buttons on. But it has actually been sewn up, so it's all done, apart from the buttons and button loops, and then I'll be blocking it, so it's you know, so it's a proper shape. So yeah, so that's that cardigan virtually finished. Virtually, not quite. And then my other knitting this past few weeks has been this one. Really, these have only been stitched on this Thursday, Friday. So it's the lacy back cardigan that I'm doing for my granddaughter Skylar. So as you know, I've shown these before. I've got the back, which is the lacy bit, and then I've done one of the fronts, so all curled up. And then on Friday I started knitting the next front. I've only done that bit because it was a busy morning that morning in the library, but yeah, started knitting the front. So yeah, I'll be doing that in the library on Fridays. So that's my knitting. Right, so next thing is my happy mail. So when I got home from Nuneaton, I had a little pile of posts that my husband had put in my seats ready for when I came home, and I'm opening it up, how you do, and looking at it, and then I get to this bag and it was from the US, and I'm thinking, oh, what's that? What could that be? And I opened it up, and inside was this. It's a mug rug. I've never heard of mug rugs before. And a lovely lady has sent it to me. A lovely lady called Sally has sent it to me, and this says mug rug, bigger than a coaster and smaller than a placemat. This little mat is the perfect size for a drink cup and a snack. So it's a lovely little thing. So yeah, look at that. I'm going to keep it up here in my craft room, so I can use it when I have a drink up here. It's a lovely thing. I love it. It's just got some green fabric on the back and a pineapple. So yeah, it's going to get kept up here because if I take it downstairs, my granddaughter will get hold of it when she comes round, and yeah, she'll mess it up. So it's going to stay up here. And she also sent me this lovely little card in which she's put just a small token to thank you for the joy your Flosstubes bring. So thank you so much, Sally. I just love it. It's definitely going to get used up here in the craft room. So yeah, and then my other mail, happy mail, it's actually email. I entered a giveaway on Instagram, as you do. You know, you get these giveaways, and it just says, "Oh, tag somebody, like the post, follow the page, and just tag somebody." And I always just usually tag my daughter, because she cross stitches as well. Never usually win anything. I know I won the Pokemon crochet kit like ages and ages ago, but you don't expect to win things. And anyway, I get a message on Instagram from the World of Cross Stitch, one of the things I'd entered, to say I'd won. And I'd won a chart of theirs from their Etsy store. I'll put a link down to the Etsy store down below, and I'll put a picture in because I've not had a chance to print it out yet. I picked a chart called Polar Pals, and basically it's polar bears, nice wintry Christmassy type designs, and I just thought they'd be nice to make some ornaments with for the Christmas tree or something like that. So I won that, so it was lovely. So yeah, that's my happy mail. So let's go on to travels, what I've been doing. So when I did my last video, I'd been to London the day before I filmed, and then on the Tuesday after I filmed my video, I met a lovely lady called Julie. Hi Julie, she watches my videos. She emailed me the day before asking if we could meet up, and we met up in the Starbucks in Nuneaton on the Tuesday morning. And as I said to Julie, I'm quite an introvert, you know. I'm not a people type person, you know. I'm not outgoing or anything like that. I'm quite private and quite quiet. So meeting somebody, it's lovely to meet people as long as we're in a public place. So yeah, I don't usually meet up with a lot of people, but yeah, Julie was lovely. We had a nice chat over a coffee, and then that was it. But she was a lovely lady. So hi Julie, it was lovely to meet you. And then in the afternoon on the Tuesday, a lady called Sarah, who I'm actually doing some finishing for her at the moment. I've finished stuff for her before. She'd asked if we could meet up. So she picked me up from the house where I was staying, and she took me over to Astley Book Farm, which is basically a massive second-hand bookshop. Just somewhere just outside Nuneaton, and it was a really, like I say, it was a massive shop. I bought a couple of books, and then we went to the cafe in the bookshop and had coffee and cake, and then we sat outside and did some stitching and had a nice chat. That's where I stitched on my Mill Hill kit. So yeah, but it was a really nice day that day. I got to meet two different people, and it was lovely. A really nice day. So yeah, and then on the day after that, the Wednesday, I was meant to be meeting my friend Tina, and we were going to go to Betty Stitch Kit, Cross Stitch Shop, and to Cadbury World. And anyway, Tina got held up with something, so I went into Birmingham to start with, and I had a look around Birmingham, just a quick, spent an hour looking around, and then Tina was still busy, so I thought, right, I'm going to look how I get to Betty Stitch Kit on public transport, because Betty Stitch Kit is in the Quarry Bank area of Birmingham, which is over on the west side, and I was in the centre. So I looked on Old Faithful Google and found out that I could get a train to Cradley Heath. Never heard of it before, but yeah, I could get a train to Cradley Heath and then get a bus to near the shop. So I thought, right, I'm going to do that. So off I went. I got on the train, and then the bus station was just outside the train station. So I got a bus, and then I used Google to tell me where to get off the bus, because the bus driver didn't know where I was going. And it wasn't one of those buses that tells you what each stop's called. Google said you get off at Church Street, I think it was said, but there was nothing on the bus to tell you where you were, what the next stop was, which is what we have around here. So yeah, so I used Google and got off the bus where it told me to get off, and the shop was just down the road from where I got off the bus. So I went to the shop. And I've not brought up what I bought because basically I'm using them. I bought two nurse frames. I bought different coloured ones rather than the brown. I got a pink one and I think I got a purple one. Just the smaller size ones. I got the fabric that I'm stitching Holy Mud Biscornu on, the 32 count cream Belfast linen. And then I also bought this Lizzie Kate boxer. It's a balanced diet, is a cookie in each hand. I just thought that was really good. And it comes with, I don't know if you can see with the light, there we go, the buttons. There's the two cookie buttons there. I thought they were just really cute. It says it's a kit, but I think they just include the fabric. It doesn't have the threads in it, I don't think. Just the fabric and the buttons. So yeah, so I've got that. That's all I bought from Betty Stitch Kit. And then my friend was still held up, so I got the bus and the train back to Birmingham, by which time my friend had said she's nearly finished. So I got the train to Longbridge, where I met my friend Tina, and we went to Cadbury World. Cadbury World is Cadbury's chocolate. They have it's like a building where they have like a tour, specifically aimed at children. But we'd got the time. We booked at 3 o'clock, so there was hardly any children there, and we went round. When you first go in and check in, they give you 3 bars of chocolate. The sun's brightly shining again. And then you go around and there's lots of information about Cadbury's chocolate. And then you get halfway around and you get a little cup with melted chocolate in it. And you get to pick 2 things that you can put in it. So I picked dark chocolate buttons and some marshmallows. Oh, and it was so nice. But then, of course, you got that taste of chocolate in your mouth. You got to play with melted chocolate, but you weren't to eat it because they recycle it, so it's constantly being reused, so you don't eat that stuff. You got to learn how they cooled chocolate ready to make it into things by spreading it on marble and then scraping it up and spreading it again and scraping it up. You also got a squeezy bottle that you could draw with the chocolate. Anyway, so then at the end of the tour is the shop. I think I spent more time in the shop than I did in the whole place. But yeah, I bought some chocolate and it was quite well priced. It was a little cheaper than when you buy it at the shops, a little bit. And then I bought chocolate. I bought a cream egg cookbook. I bought a cream egg pen, a cream egg lanyard that I've started using for the library. And I bought a Cadbury World fridge magnet. So yeah, and then we went looking around the outside bit, it's like a play area for children, but then there's other things. But because we were the part of the last people to go in, that these things had closed because we'd been to the cafe and had a drink. So by the time we got outside, there was like a Bourneville museum, but it was closed. There was some 4D chocolate experience. Don't know what that was, but that was closed. So yeah, there were other things that we could have looked at. But yeah, it's really nice. I'm glad I went. It's one of those places that I've been wanting to go to and just never had the chance to go. So it was nice to get there. So yeah, chocolate, Cadbury's chocolate. So yeah, it was a really nice day. And then later, I think it was the Friday or the Saturday, I went to Coventry on the train. Now, last time I went to Nuneaton back in September, I went to Coventry, but it was absolutely pouring down by the time I got to Coventry, so I didn't really see a lot because it was just try and get out of the rain. It was also the day that the Queen died, so yeah, you were trying to find information out about what was going on, because things were on the news about the royals going to Balmoral and all this, so you're just keeping an eye on the news, and it was pouring down, so it was just, I didn't really take in what I was seeing while I was there, so I decided to go again. I went into the new cathedral and also looked around the old cathedral. The old cathedral was bombed in World War II, so basically it's just what's left, like the but there's plenty to see. I'll be putting a slideshow at the end of the video anyway, so you'll be able to see it. And then I went into Herbert Museum, which is near the cathedral, and it was in Herbert Museum they've actually got Dippy, the Diplodocus, as it's called now. The Diplodocus is what I learned how to say it. The dinosaur, the skeleton, dinosaur skeleton. It used to be in one of the Natural History Museum, I think, in London, years and years ago, but I think it's doing a tour of the UK at the moment. So yeah, got to see that, went round the rest of the museum, saw some really nice things, and then had a wander round, saw a few different things, including the statue of Lady Godiva, and yeah, it was a really nice day. Went back to the house. I came home on Wednesday, got the train, it's 3 trains back from Nuneaton, and it was a really easy journey, no delays, no cancellations or anything, so that was really nice. And then straight back into normal life. So yeah, apart from, like I said, my husband needed the car this week, because the person he gives a lift to him, gives him a lift to work, has been on holiday this week, so he needed the car. But yeah, it's just been straight back into it. So yeah, like I say, I'll put a slideshow at the end of the pictures I took while I was out and about. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. Now I've just done all that waffling on. Hopefully I'll be able to show you a lot of stitching next time as well. My next video is going to be the 29th or the 30th of July. I'm not sure which day yet. It's 2 weeks off. I don't know what I'm doing. My head's still Nuneaton, so I need to focus, because tomorrow's back to normal proper. So yeah. But yeah, like I say, I'll try and do a whip parade in between now and then. Not sure if I'll get it done during the week or next weekend, but yeah, I'll give it a go. So have a good 2 weeks. Take care of yourselves and those you love. Be kind, always. Always be kind. And bye for now.